it's time to relax, and you know what that means. A stack of comics, your favorite easy chair, and of course this compact disc playing on your home stereo. So go on, indulge yourself. That's right, kick your shoes off, lean back, and just enjoy the melodies. After all, music can bring back all that nostalgic memories. Yeah, here we go. Welcome to Captain's Comics, toys and more. Take your time, have a look around the store. It's free comic book day 2026. You pick this up, good call, it fits. This is where the playlist starts, a little love letter to the things we are. So press play, let it roll tonight. You got something good in your hands, that's right. From old school games to the silver screen, every track hits somewhere in between. First song here just sets the tone. You're not listening to this alone. This awesome mix was made for you, side by side with Volume 2. You'll hear a fight, you'll hear a flight. Mortal Kombat kicks it off just right. And Superman up in the sky in Spaceballs makes it all go by. Pac-Man fever lights the maze. Geeks take over in their own way. OCD with that coffee spin. Yeah, this is where the fun begins. Rapping Duke with a throwback sound. Diggy diggy hole goes underground. The witcher theme calls you near. Serenity brings that quiet cheer. Let it play, don't skip a track. There's a story in this stack. So press play, let it roll tonight. You got something good in your hands, that's right. From old school games to the silver screen, every track hits somewhere in between. First song here just sets the tone. You're not listening to this alone. This awesome mix was made for you, side by side with Volume 2. Mr. T brings the energy. Barry runs through history. Spider-Man swings back again. Hobby talk with all your friends. And time keeps moving on. Then the ultimate showdown song. And if you're someone who plays to win, there's a hidden track tucked in. Yeah, you might want to stick around. So press play, let it roll tonight. Thanks for stopping in, it feels just right. From every shelf to every sound, there's a little magic going round. Track one fades, but don't you go. There's a lot more left below. This awesome mix was made for you. Every song to carry it through. Thanks for stopping by today. Enjoy the show and press play.
Are you interested in amateur radio? Ham radio is an exciting hobby that opens the door to digital communications, international connections, electronics, STEM learning, public service, and community involvement. The Amigos Radio Club Ashtabula is a non-profit 501c3 organization dedicated to helping people discover one of the most rewarding hobbies around. We offer free amateur radio licensing classes, mentoring, technical support, and opportunities to get involved in all aspects of radio communications. Whether you're interested in emergency communications, technology, public service, or just meeting great people with shared interests, there's a place for you in amateur radio. Learn more and become a member today at kc80h.org.
In a small town where imagination faded, one place refused to let it die. A beacon in the dark where new comics sat idle waiting for an opportunity. Captain's Comics Toys, and your next adventure starts here. The store's not yet been rated.
Rykus leans in, his eyes like fire. Nemo's got the mic dressed in satire. Andrew in the booth, spinning the wheel. Cameras rolling, it's all surreal. Who's the guest today? Who's the guest today? Record spinning, always winning. Rykus, Nemo, questions pinning. Andrew called the shot, don't miss the frame. Hobby Hooligan, what's your name?
Hey, what's up, all you hobby hooligans? Welcome to another episode of Ashtabula Hobby Talk. I'm your host, Rykus, owner of Captain's Comics in North Kingsville, Ohio, and I'm here with...
Hey, Hobby Hooligans, Nemo, president of Amigos Radio Club, Ashtabula, amateur radio enthusiast, and welcome to Ashtabula Hobby Talk. Man, it's great to be here today.
It's a nice fall weather we have here.
It's beautiful, beautiful. And actually, we're looking for some great weather all weekend, so I'm happy about that.
Absolutely. We have a jam-packed weekend this time.
You know, I thought maybe we would revisit. 2 weeks ago, we sat down and we said, let's talk about hobbies in Ashtabula and all the cool upcoming, seasonal things you people do as hobbies during Ashtabula. And unfortunately, we had technical issues, which we've fixed all of now. Yay.
We got new gear. We got new sound tech stuff.
Yeah.
Andrew's been working hard on that.
Had better knock on wood after saying that.
There's nothing made of got the sign over here.
The shelf is. Thank you.
All right, there we go. Knock on wood. And so after all that, we seem to have worked out all our bugs and stuff. So we're good. So I thought maybe we'd revisit that topic.
Sure, let's talk about everyone's fall hobbies, man.
Yeah, absolutely. So if you're watching now, go ahead, jump in the chat. We'd love to have you in the chat with us. Man, my favorite fall hobbies. I got a couple, I suppose.
I got a couple too. I mean, it's not what most people think. Most people's hobbies that I do around the fall, they do in the summertime. So I'm a little bit behind, I guess.
Not necessarily. It depends on how you're looking at it. Cause I like to do a bunch of outdoor activities in the fall time myself.
Sure.
So are you talking outdoor activities?
Absolutely. I'm talking about camping.
All right. See, I like camping in the fall. I even camp in the wintertime. I have been winter camping many, many times.
We do a little bit of winter camping.
There you go. So
not my favorite thing, but I mean,
now you get 4 close friends in the tent with you and you stay warm enough.
Stay away from the pork and beans.
Right. Yeah. And it depends on whether you want to heat the tent a little more or not, I guess.
You don't need that kind of heat. Keep that heat at home.
Yeah. So, I mean, but camping in the wintertime can be fun. I think I spent 2 months camping out in the wintertime one year.
Now, you talking about RV? Or are you talking about like a
tent? Intense. We put pallets on the ground to separate us from the ground cold, and we put air mattresses in. Well, actually, I think we used foam rolls, and we were 4 or 5 people to a tent, and we had barrels of sleeping bags. We actually had like a little shelter thing that we built out of pallets and plywood. So we had like a central hub for everybody to hang out in, and we put a kerosene heater out in that.
That's a little too much hardcore for me.
Yeah.
I'm more of a recreational winter camping type person.
Okay.
Not 2 months.
Yeah, well, I mean that's how long it was, and I've done like short-term winter camping.
You also want to go on ice fishing on the lake, and I don't want to go on the lake when
I don't want to do Lake Erie though, because I'm afraid of Lake Erie. Like Mosquito Lake, Pomatooning, Punderson. I would consider. I like those will be fine if they're frozen over. I'm okay with those.
All right.
But Lake Erie, I'm just afraid of. You hit a ice pocket that's not that's got air underneath it, and you go under, and that's it.
Yeah.
Um,
That's another hobby most people like is a polar bear plunging, and
no,
I don't want
can't
nothing to do with that.
There is a big polar bear plunge that takes place. There's one in Erie, right? I think there's one in Erie, and there's one down in Youngstown by like Cortland.
I think we should touch this on more of the winter.
That's a winter
hobbies.
one. That's a winter one
Let's
for
stick
sure.
to the fall.
So fall, are you gonna go
Let's
do some
backtrack a little
fall
bit.
camping then?
Fall camping, yes.
All right.
And this is actually this weekend. I'm starting to kick off the Trail Life events.
Sweet.
We're doing it's a join the adventure campaign where we do signups and get people enrolled into Trail Life. It's not technically our day, but since Pioneer Picnic's coming, I'm going to set up a booth there with a couple trailmen, and we're going to see you there. We're going to demonstrate what it's like to be a Trail Life. And if you don't know what a Trail Life is, Trail Life USA, it's similar to Boy Scouts. We have our different point of views and different events that we do, but it's technically a church chartered troop that we do a lot of camping. We do a lot of sports activities. We do a lot of we don't do badges too much, but we do keep track of everyone's progress, and there's ranks. And at the end, if you go through at the very beginning and at the end, you get your Freedom Award, which is a lot like your Eagle Scouts.
So just to kind of touch on that, it's a men and boys group.
Strictly.
Okay, but it is character building. It's about
Absolutely.
about becoming a good steward of your surrounding,
Right.
your environment, and leadership development.
We learn how to do medical stuff, like not too medical, like not like, surgery or anything, but, if you see someone injured on a trail, we need to be able to help that person,
Yeah, trauma stuff is hard to teach to younger folks. I've noticed.
Mm-hmm.
When they get to the 17, 18-year-old, they're a little bit more interested in the let's stop the compound fracture from, let's get a splint, let's get a tourniquet, proper tourniquet use, plug the hole, stop blood clot, clot stopper or whatever. I can't think of it.
If I may, it also heavily depends on the troop and or whether it's Boy Scouts or Trail Life, because all the stuff that you guys just said about trauma is stuff that my Boy Scout troop covered, because we had two what was Afghan war veteran and a Vietnam veteran who was a medic as scoutmasters.
Oh, very good.
Sure. There's a lot of parallel lines between
Yeah,
Trail Life and
absolutely.
Boy Scouts.
And there's some things you learn, like making sure that your wife is carrying her personables so that you can use them for absorption material if needed, and clotting material, stuff like
Sure.
that. And you'll find it, like I'm sure Andrew will tell you, special forces guys, they're not afraid of that stuff because they're taught to do that.
We had what we called the ambulance in a box. We could actually it wouldn't have been like the scouts. It would have been the patrol or scoutmaster. But we had what was called the ambulance in a box. There was like sutures and scalpels and like hemostats and stuff in this box, and it was very interesting to be like, hey, so if we ever have to open this, one of you guys screwed up really badly.
Sure.
We never had to open it. We never actually in my 10 years of scouting, we never had more than cuts, bruises, nothing major, nothing that ever had to take us home from a camp.
Wasn't it you that told me stories about throwing lawn darts way up in the sky and seeing where it fell, or was it arrows or something?
No, that is an old Boy Scout myth. We never did anything like
Okay.
that. The most sketchy thing we ever probably did was make a trebuchet, and I got like whipped in the rear end actually with a really high speed bit of paracord. That was it.
That's not sketchy. That's fun.
Oh, I mean, it was absolutely, but I can't really ever remember being very hurt. Most is like a really skinned knee, like falling onto gravel while running, kind of skinned knee, but
Sure.
or falling off a bike. That was it. So
But we're gonna be set up at the Pioneer Picnic this weekend, Saturday. We're gonna be doing the flag raisings on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Very
And
cool.
We're doing the ceremonies and we're doing the closings. So come out for that. See what we're about. Come to investigate. We'll be selling meat sticks as a fundraiser.
So we'll be out there too. The radio club, we're going to be set up there too. We'll be celebrating our hobby while we're out there and doing some cool stuff for them. But tell us a little bit more about are you guys going to set up primitive camping, or?
We're going to set up a tent to simulate, a background for trail life. But I don't think we're going to be doing any camping right this yet. Maybe next year. We're just testing the waters and seeing what it's like. And, I think it was too late for us to since trail life hasn't begun yet. All the parents and things are not on the same page yet. So by the next year, when this event comes around, we'll be more collective and I'll have more of a game plan. And we're going to be camping out there possibly and being more involved in the Pioneer Picnic.
meat sticks infinitely better than popcorn, by the way.
And
Yes.
well,
And if you want to know a little bit more about trail life, I put together a little video a while back and I brought it here.
hey, yeah, let's run it.
All right. Let's see.
Can we
here.
bring
So
that
this
up
is,
on screen for everybody?
Going to video, they will not hear you guys unless you want to be heard. I can make that happen.
Okay, so
but it'll
go
take-
ahead, say whatever you're going to say.
Yeah,
real
go
quick
ahead
there.
and say the words first.
So this is a video I did for last year. We did it's a combination of some of the events that we did. It's, just watch the video and I'll explain later.
All right, we're gonna roll the video. We'll be back. We'll still be in the chat though, if anyone has any questions.
All right.
And
So-
we're back.
That was kind of fun.
Yeah.
Fun little fact, that fire building in the middle of that, the little kid doing the fire, he was actually on Dave Canterbury's, I don't know if you know who Dave Canterbury is. He's big into backpacking and camping, and he's got his own merchandise line, and he's written several books. But he's kind of a big deal in bushpacking.
Yeah, that's one of the things about that hobby that was kind of frustrated me because I grew up there with no internet. There wasn't any internet when I grew up, so you had to go learn from books or other people, and I would go out and I would seek out other people. In fact, many special forces guys that I knew would that we would ask to come. Me and some of my friends come out into the woods with us, show us the stuff so that we could learn it. Books on survival books, bushcraft books, all that stuff. Years we spent learning that kind of stuff, and from the time we were 12, 13 to the time we were 17, 18, 19. And then now the internet's about, 90s, 2000s came about, YouTube, but not knocking it, but pretty much everything good survival thing you need to know, skill is out there. You can find it, see videos of people demonstrating it. It is not the same as going out and doing it.
No, there's also a cautionary.
But the knowledge is all there.
I would advise some kind of cautionary element, because there's a lot of stuff you can find that's not true.
Well, that's true too.
People just put out content, and they're not realizing it might not be factual, and they could be damaging people's.
Well, and the content could be one thing the content is absent of mentorship, which I think in a lot of at least teaching situations is a requirement.
Right.
So,
I'd advise finding someone that's knowledgeable in the field, like Dave Canterbury. If you want to know anything about bushcrafting or something like that, find his YouTube channels, and he's very knowledgeable, and he's not going to steer you wrong. It's better than finding some, YouTuber that's saying, "Oh, I'm going to go out in the woods and this is how I'm going to camp," and learn everything completely wrong.
Yeah. Well, and I don't want to say wrong, because you look at I've seen some guys, and I'm not going to mention names, but they have YouTube channels and they talk about survival stuff, bushcraft stuff, but they don't talk about it necessarily from the long-term aspect of it. So, they're expecting a 3-day evac. You know what I mean? Like, oh, I'm lost in the woods and this is what I need to do for the next 3 days to survive. Got it. Or I was a special forces guy. I was out on patrol. We're going to spend 3 to 5, maybe if we get lost, 7 days out there, but eventually we're expecting egress. And they're not doing it. There's a difference in that from that perspective than to I need to build a shelter here that's going to last through the winter time. And I need to survive the winter time somehow. So there's it's not that they're wrong or that one's wrong or right. It's just different.
Well, some of them can be wrong. Some of them would tell you how to do something the wrong way because they're just trying to make content. They may not know what to do, but they're just talking just to, those are the ones I'm talking about to be clear of. Don't throw, gasoline in a fire or something, not, if you have a crowd surrounding it.
Safely throw gasoline. I mean, no.
No, there's proper techniques to build a sustainable fire and keep it going and lasting.
Fire before fuel.
Yeah.
You know that one?
There's different terms for it, but I understand the concept of it.
Yeah, that's how you safely apply gasoline to a fire. You apply it, and then you apply the fire afterwards. Don't follow that advice, please.
Right. So anyway, I was trying to give that advice.
I did have a family member when I was a young kid. We had Super Soaker squirt guns. Remember those?
Yeah. No.
This person I knew had the Super Soaker that had the backpack to it. The backpack, God. And you're sitting there, maybe like a gallon or 2 gallons or something that holds. Right. He filled that up with gasoline and had like a little, he didn't blow up or anything, but there was danger in that.
Yeah, I don't reckon. Don't try that. Don't try that.
Absolutely not.
Disavow. That is not safe.
Exactly.
Never mind the fact that is rated for water and not like chemicals. It's literally just going to be vinyl tubing. What happens if the gasoline goes back up the stream?
Yeah, no.
I never seen that happen.
Don't do that. Not safe. Don't do that.
But those are the YouTubers I'm talking about. Someone that would
Yeah.
probably do something like that.
Well, there's a few guys out there that are pretty cool that do like
Don't-
hobby-ish stuff.
don't-
Like, is it, what's that guy who like wired like 200?
Styropyro.
Yeah,
I know
Styropyro.
exactly who you're talking about.
No, there's a guy. He acts like he's doing dangerous stuff, but he actually knows what he's doing, sort of, mostly. Don't try this at home is a regular line on his YouTube channel. That's
Right.
for sure.
Just follow the rules. If Johnny Knoxville's going to do this, don't do it. Or anybody in his crew.
right, or Tim Taylor. Yeah, no.
Tim Taylor too? He falls in that? Oh,
Tim
man.
Taylor. Yeah, don't. What was his line?
More power. Arr.
Yeah.
Yeah. I used to watch that a lot.
Yep.
I don't think so, Tim.
So you guys are going to be out Pioneer Picnic. We're going to be out Pioneer Picnic too.
Awesome.
We're going to be running special event station out there. We're going to be Whiskey 8 Quebec. That'll be our call sign while we're out there. We'll be shouting out to the world as Pioneer Picnic. So we won't be calling out as Amigos Radio Club. We'll be calling out as Pioneer Picnic.
Sure.
And that's going to be cool because that's going to kind of put Pioneer Picnic on the map. There is a thing called APRS. And earlier today, we marked Pioneer Picnic as an APRS location specifically for that call sign. Is that correct?
That is correct, yes. It was using my call sign over the air, but the position comment included that as the special event station call sign.
Okay, very good. So people with certain digital modes will know that we're there and how to find us because it'll transmit the telemetry
Right.
data to their radios. There's just a
Nope,
bunch of
you got it right.
there's
right.
there's going to be a lot of stuff going on there.
So you'll be doing radio stuff. I'll be doing advertising, camping stuff. But we're both doing our own thing. But what is Pioneer Picnic about?
So the way I've described it to people is it's part family reunion, part historical reenactment fair, part like state fair type thing.
So there's a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah.
We're going to have like food vendors.
So if I go back through the history, the way I understand it, and is that it originally started out as a family reunion, and it was like the big family reunion in the
This is
area. And
back in
people-
the late 1800s.
yeah.
Right.
And it pulled people from all across the county because
Not
back
just that, it was
then-
like farther, like New York too,
well,
right?
yeah, but when it first started, it was county people, sort of, because that's where, everybody was. It was not as populated as a county back then, but all the farmers would take a break and show up. All the dressmakers, all that stuff would all take a break and show up to this big family reunion because, let's face it, a lot of folks were related to each other more than they are now back then, and it grew. And I remember they found a newspaper clipping from, I believe it was the early 1900s, that said that they were bringing 5,000 people a day into that place. And
That's fantastic.
that's a lot of people for
Definitely
that
for
place.
back then.
Yeah. So, and that's before cars.
So what's going on in it now? There used to be a log cabin, but that's down, and they rebuilt something. There's all
Okay.
kinds of new buildings
There is
going on.
The new stage that they built last year.
Stage.
Yeah, for the bands.
So there's bands,
Yes, there's going to be bands, all that.
live music.
Live music. Do
Food
we have
vendings?
the music list for? I meant to bring that with me, the band list.
Was that piece of notebook paper that almost flew out your window?
No,
Okay, then I'm not sure.
I had the brochure, but I gave it to my neighbor.
So we have bands, live music.
Live music.
We have food vendors, food
Yeah.
trucks.
historical reenactors.
We're gonna have like a reenactment.
I would
What
say-
about activities?
The
What
steam engine guys show up there too.
What about like I heard something about tractor
The
pulling.
tractor pulls coming back this year.
So there's tractors pulling.
Yeah.
There's I seen something about horseshoes.
There is a horseshoe tournament that they're going to do too.
So there's gonna be tournaments and
Yeah, it's just
It's a full blown
It's
festival
it's
without.
big enough that we were down there today, Thursday, and it starts like it kind of officially starts on Friday.
It
But
starts Friday at noon officially. Yes.
yeah, but there was already RVs there on Thursday.
Yeah.
Like
So there
Thursday morning.
usually is, and actually we were down there setting up our tents for the weekend down there. We got those set up. That was about as far as we got.
Ugh, it was
So
it was an adventure getting those set up. I hate setting up those canopies, but they're really nice when they're up. So
Google Pioneer Picnic, find the address.
Pierpont
1809.
Pioneer Picnic.
Pierpont Pioneer
Pioneer Picnic, 1809 Middle Road. Yeah.
Picnic. Google it, find the address, come out, and have a good
Supposed to be
time.
nice
Bring the
weather all
family.
weekend long too, man. So other hobbies that are Ashtabula County really.
Okay, for the fall.
For the fall.
Let's get back to this.
One of my favorites, and I used to come out here for it before I moved out here, and I'm so glad I live here, is actually we were about probably 3 weeks out from it, is watching the leaves change on the trees. It's actually a hobby. I don't know what you call it,
Right.
but it is a thing. And
I know it's a thing. I hear a lot of people talking about it, and unfortunately, I don't get to participate in this. I have to be sidelined on this
really,
hobby.
I mean, I don't know. I don't do it as a hobby, but I know people do it as a hobby.
I don't see the colors.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's
I'm,
right.
Forgot.
I'm a bi-curious bystander of this hobby. I see people talking about it, but I can't participate in it. I just have to go by people's words.
Right. So you're on the everything green is gold is always green either way.
I mean, I hear it described vividly with all the oranges and reds and the what have yous. Sometimes I see a bit of color in there, but it's
So wait, how extreme is it? Like you can't see the vividness of a comic book page?
unfortunately. I mean, I see colors, and I know colors, but I don't know all the colors like you would see all the colors.
Interesting, because I have a touch of that too. But my thing is, it's just perceiving like reds and greens in low light is sometimes hard. That's all.
People can see a full spectrum rainbow in the sky, but I might be able to see if it's a very vivid rainbow. I can probably pick two colors I see out there.
Wow.
Wow. So
I can see a vivid rainbow, but if it's just a dull rainbow, I won't be able to even know it's an existent.
well, I mean, I'm sorry you're missing out on that, but there's got to be a good reason for it, I'm sure.
I have really good night vision.
I bet you do.
I can see shadows. I can see, I can see in the dark.
That's actually, there's trade-offs. There's trade-offs. I do enjoy watching the leaves change color, and I'm really glad that I moved to this area for that. And I know there's people that come here from all over just to this area just to watch that.
Oh, I know they do.
And they do that every year, and I count it as a hobby. I don't know what you call it, peeping. I think people call it peeping. Peeping meant something else when I was a kid, and you didn't want to be caught doing it.
Yeah, you don't want to.
But now it's like watching the trees change color.
They call that peeping? I still don't think we should use that. Leave
Right.
those trees alone.
Still doesn't quite sound right.
Yeah, I could be wrong about that. Maybe somebody in the chat can
leave those
can
trees
correct
alone.
me.
You shouldn't be doing that to trees.
Um,
Give them privacy.
yeah. I mean, but there's other cool stuff to do in the fall time.
One of the things I like to do is the last hurrah of yard sales.
Yeah, yard sailing's awesome hobby. From both sides, you get to get rid of stuff and find cool stuff.
Yep. People usually like to, it's the end of the year. I need to get rid of this. And they usually have a full out blown yard sale. And I think they have a 6 mile yard sale or something around here.
It's not 6, it's 60.
60. I know there's a 6 in there
Or
somewhere.
70 yard miles. It starts
huge...
at the top of Conneaut Hill there, and it goes all the way down into Kinsman, straight down Route 7 before Route 7 meets 11. So I think it's 70 miles all the way through Andover, and that's a big deal. Didn't that just happen? I could be wrong, but I think
it's
that's
happening this weekend.
Is that this weekend?
I think it's the same weekend as a Pioneer Picnic.
Okay, it could be, which is good because it brings traffic to Pioneer Picnic too.
I could be wrong.
There are going to be flea market vendors there too, so people selling stuff. You'll probably be able to find all kinds of cool stuff
Antiques.
there. There's an antique clock guy. He shows up every year.
Yep, I know that antique clock guy.
Yeah, I'll tell you after the show. But yeah, he shows up every year. There's a few other antique type-ish people that show up every year too and sell stuff. Last year there was a 3D printer guy that had some really cool stuff.
I know that guy too.
He was printing, and just a large variety of craft vendors that show up along with the food folks.
Is there any hobbyist out there that loves schooling? Because that's going to start up here soon too, if it hasn't already.
Well, that's already started for a lot of folks.
Is that a hobby?
Schooling?
I don't know.
That's pretty sad. My knee-jerk reaction was, "Don't remind me," and I haven't been in school for a few years.
Well, it's starting, so that's a fall thing.
Yeah, but there's plenty of fall things to do in school, like football.
There you go. Track.
I don't know if you'd call those necessarily hobbies, but they are sporting events, that kind of thing.
I think football's a hobby.
I guess it can be.
Sure.
I know in Cleveland they had what they called the Muni League, which was like the adult version of Little League football. It was just a bunch of guys who didn't go to college, didn't get college stuff, but they still wanted to play football on the weekends. And so I think, I think East Cleveland had a Muni League team, and Collinwood had a Muni League team for a while. There was a bunch of, when I grew up over there was a bunch of little Muni League teams.
So I have a hobby that I like in the fall time. I don't usually get to do it now that I have a family and kids, but horror movies. Horror movies
specifically?
Specifically.
Okay.
Horror movies.
I've never been a huge fan of the horror movie genre.
I was a big fan. I knew a lot of stuff, movie trivia. So I was a big movie
I'll tell
fan.
you, I've enjoyed most Vincent Price films I've seen.
Okay. Boris Karloff, Lon Chaney.
Boris Karloff has a lot of good movies too.
Sure.
I grew up watching the Big Chuck and Little John show.
Yes.
And on Saturday nights, or maybe it was Friday nights. I think it was Saturday nights, and those pretty much were exclusively horror movies.
Yeah.
And but I didn't watch it for the horror movies. I watched it for the Big Chuck and Little John show because I really appreciated what they were doing.
I watched a lot of horror movies, like USA Up All Night had a bunch of. I think Billy Bob Thornton hosted that.
Okay.
At one time, Elvira hosted a horror show.
Now, see, that's different because now you're talking about, Elvira, Addams Family, Munsters. I don't really count. I know they are, but I don't really count them in the horror genre.
I do.
Because they're comedy.
But they're hosted horror movies.
But, I mean, maybe it's just because I related to Herman Munster a little more than the average person, but
I think I agree with Nemo. When I think horror movie, I think Evil Dead. I don't think the Addams Family.
But Evil Dead was a good movie.
Yeah, well, yeah, it was. It's actually one of the only movies that's ever made me sick.
I'm not saying Addams Family, but Elvira for sure.
So now, to me, I classify it as a sci-fi movie, but like Grindhouse, that's technically horror, right? But it is sci-fi.
Yeah, it has a shoe in both doors.
Okay. So I liked that movie. That movie was great.
Grindhouse. That you're talking about Quentin Tarantino, Robert Rodriguez?
Bruce Willis, and
because Grindhouse is more of a genre.
Yeah.
The Grindhouse movie is not really a movie because it's two movies combined in one that you're talking about with the Quentin Tarantino.
Yeah,
it's those Planet Terror
yeah,
and Death Race, or no, something
definitely wasn't Death Race.
It was Quentin Tarantino's. I can't remember the name of it now.
Maybe somebody can remember for us if they're in the chat there.
It wasn't Death Race, but it was about a car. Danger car. No. Holy cow! Is one of my favorite directors, and I just drew a blank.
Christine?
No, that's a
Okay.
Stephen King.
Good. I mean, I would get hate mail for that, but
But even Rob Zombie had a commercial in that.
yeah. Well, now
It was a
see,
fake commercial for a werewolves in the.
I guess Phantom of the Opera could be considered horror genre,
Sure.
and even Rocky Horror Picture Show, who the lead of that just passed away this past week.
Oh, Tim Curry.
Tim Curry. That's his.
Yes.
That's yeah. He.
Unfortunately, we lost quite a.
We've lost
bit.
a bunch of talent in the last week.
Then what?
It's ridiculous.
Dolly Parton.
There was
Uh,
would you say Tim Curry,
Tim Curry.
and who was the gentleman who voiced Optimus Prime through the entire Transformers
Uh,
series?
Peter.
I just read his name somewhere.
Yeah.
And something Morgan.
Yeah, and then there was a fourth one too. Yeah. What the
uh,
heck is the Grim Reaper on this week, man?
Man, taking all the good ones. That's what design. Taking all the, I was not really into country music at all during her prime and growing up. And it wasn't until actually, I listened to it once in a while, but it wasn't until actually after, I was probably turned 25, 30-ish that I started having an appreciation for country music specifically, older country music specifically. But even back then I understood that she was an icon in the music industry,
Yeah.
in the field. And her influence in music is going to be gravely missed.
She had phases in her life. Country music was her past. She was now involved in doing books for children.
Yes.
She's an author.
Yeah.
So more of an author nowadays.
But on the production side, she also did a whole bunch of stuff on the production side too.
Mm-hmm.
Like she stayed in the entertainment business.
Absolutely.
And there's a lot of people, I believe she was a songwriter, and that went out to other places too. A lot of people who get to that point, they write songs that aren't their genre because, well, their fans won't listen to them because they're not country. So they're like, oh, I produced this rock song, but I'm a hip hop artist, but nobody's going to listen to it because I'm a hip hop artist. So I'll find this band or this other group of people to play it for me.
Right.
And I know she did some of that too. Not as much as others have, but, man, she just did so much with all the movies and everything, and huge contribution to our society as a whole.
I think the voice of Optimus Prime is Peter Cullen or something
Yes,
like that.
I believe
Yes,
that's right.
Peter Cullen.
One more thing on the Dolly Parton thing. Did you guys see I believe it's the Empire State Building turned pink at 9:25 in honor of her famous song 9 to 5?
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's very cool. That's very cool, and that just shows you how much influence she had. But yeah, man, Optimus Prime, nobody's got that voice anymore.
No, not a single person.
That's like when Darth Vader died. That the guy who did the voiceover
Right.
for him, poor guy.
Going backtracking back to the horror movies, I would think any movie that they play a lot during Halloween or October or the fall time is considered a horror movie.
Yeah, and I'm gonna get people who holler at me for this one, but I wasn't a fan of the Jason series. I wasn't a fan of the Halloween series. I wasn't a fan. So there is horror genre that I'm into. Like I liked Blade, and I liked Interview with a Vampire, and I liked Queen. Those.
So if horror was like a music group, you'd like the pop horror, like the mainstream
I don't
pop.
know if that's. Is Vincent Price really pop?
Vincent Price is classic
Yeah,
horror.
I guess he was pop at the time.
I would consider him way back in the time
But I'm
for
not
like
an
the
Alfred-
Universal monsters and
Yeah,
things like
yeah.
that. I would categorize him as classic horror.
But I'm not an Alfred Hitchcock fan. And don't get me wrong, I like psychological thrillers and thinking and all that.
Sure.
But I'm not an Alfred Hitchcock fan.
I can sit in there and binge watch a bunch of Alfred Hitchcock movies. He's got a knack for suspense.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong, I get it. I've seen almost all his movies, but
In today's modern movie making, I think M. Night Shyamalan really inhabits what Hitchcock kind of represented back in the time.
yeah. So binge watching movies is a good hobby to do. I don't knock people for doing that.
Well, anybody can binge watch movies throughout the year, but I think fall
Specifically,
time
yeah,
is dedicated to
dedicated to horror movies. All right,
that's, to me, I think that's what my hobby would be, is binge watch horror movies all fall long until winter hits, and then you're depressed because it's winter outside.
so fall time. Actually, believe it or not, there's some good fishing that takes place in the fall time, and I know a bunch of fishermen that are going to be out doing fishing this over the fall.
Me and a buddy of mine were talking about going turkey hunting.
Hunting is a big fall thing, and people say it's sport, but it's sport, hobby. Same thing, football, hobby, whatever.
Sure. Bowling is a hobby. Throwing darts is a hobby.
I love it. It's coming up on hunting season right now. Bow season's going to start in just a little while here, and
we even had like a bunch of guests come on that showcase their sports as a hobby.
Yeah.
Racing,
absolutely. Yeah. So I'll be picking my crossbow up and heading out here pretty soon.
I'll tell you what, with all the stinking deer I've seen this year and all the deer I have known to have hit family member and friends' vehicles, their numbers could use a little thinning out. I always say that every year. It's like, where do they all go from hunting season, right? Because all my neighbors are like, yeah, I got one. Oh, I saw two, but I couldn't get a shot on them. And then it's like, do they know? Do they know when it's hunting season?
Yes, they do. I have two. What's odd is I've seen a lot of the babies. It's like the mama deers aren't taking care of the babies this year. I've been paying attention to that. Guy we're building a house for, where I work. We're building a house up in Kingsville. He was going to see the house on his motorcycle, and a baby deer jumped out in front of him, and he wrecked.
Oh man!
And it was in the hospital for a couple of days, and destroyed his shoulder, powdered his shoulder. Like they were like, you don't have any bones left to put back together. So he's doing a little bit better now. He still has a long way to go, but nice guy, great guy. Him and his wife are awesome. I'm really honored to sort of be building their dream house with them.
His house will look real nice and pretty when he finally recovers, at least.
Yeah. Well, he's come out to the job. He comes out to the job site and checks it out.
Oh, so he's not like bedridden. It's just like, yeah,
he can walk. He just can't use his arms.
Oh, yeah. Also, his lower body was pretty okay then.
He's got a lot of road rash, that's for sure.
Oh, yeah.
And he broke some ribs too. But he was wearing a helmet and was wearing some padding. So, but like he can get up and walk around and do stuff, but he can't. For a little while there, I don't think he was able to feed himself for a couple of days, that kind of thing. Now he's getting better, but he still has one arm that's completely shot and the other arm that's, But, you can hang out and walk around and do some stuff. But,
so hunting season definitely has some benefits to the safety of motor vehicles around your local area.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I have two. But that's the thing. I have two spotted deer sitting in my front yard every night when I come home now. And that's not an abnormal thing, I should say. The abnormal thing is there's no mama with them.
Huh.
And that's what I've been noticing is that because I pay attention because, I'm a hunter too and I pay attention. It's like the mamas aren't really paying attention to their babies as much this year. Like they're not teaching them how to cross the roads. They're not showing them where it's safe or teaching them to fall back into the woods
where
deeper.
The deer crossing is.
Yeah. So, I think that's what it is. I've seen a lot of baby deer running around by themselves without the mamas. And that's detrimental to to the species, so to speak. If the mamas aren't gonna get them past, take care of them past weaning,
Right.
that leaves them learning the hard way about the stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
normally you can tell when, like, the following year, like, oh hey, that deer's still looks like they're pretty young, so hey, that must have been, last year's what's baby deer called?
Fun.
Fawns, thank you. Last year's fawn with, oh look, there's mom with another one, a new one.
Right, yeah. A lot of times you see the family community working together, a little pack.
Oh.
Um,
There was 2 years ago, I almost joined a friend of mine on one of his hobbies. Well, he was getting into the hobby, really hardcore. He passed away, and I never got a chance to. He was a good friend of mine. It was sad, but he was really, really convinced that there was Bigfoot tracks in the back of his sister's house.
well,
And
he
me and
shouldn't have
him-
told me where he lived.
Me and him were going to plan to spend the night out there in the back of his sister's house, and listen to the nature and see if we can determine if we can hear something, because he was pretty sure, and now I don't know that location, and I can't really.
But Bigfoot hunting is a huge hobby in Ohio for some reason.
Yeah,
It's-
it really is.
It really
is.
is.
And it's
And-
pretty. It picks up a lot around the fall time.
And I'm not sure why, because like if I was Bigfoot hunting, Ohio wouldn't be where I would start. I would start in like Canada somewhere.
Or like the mountains in PA.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the deep mountains
Well,
of
there's
PA.
been a lot of sightings in Ohio.
Yes, there has.
There's a lot of places to go in Ashtabula County.
Yeah, and we are a big, beautiful county. I can't argue with that. But I definitely would start somewhere more remote than Ashtabula County. But Western PA, the bottom of the mountains.
You know what? Let's hear from Ashtabula County. Have you seen any Bigfoot tracks or experienced any Bigfoot related?
Yeah, we got some folks in the chat here. If you had seen,
Let us know if
Bigfoot, let
Ashtabula
us
is
know.
prime picking for Bigfoot spotting.
Especially since we're getting close to that. Yeah.
Yeah. I
And-
want to know stories.
And I don't count as much as people like to pretend. Yeah, that's amazing though, that we have a huge population of folks here that do that.
I mean, it picks up more.
You know
and
what
more
else
every
we
year.
have here a lot of too, and it goes into the fall, is ghost hunters.
Oh yeah.
We have tons of ghost hunters in northeastern Ohio specifically, but we have a bunch here in Ashtabula County.
That'd be great to get one of them on the show.
We should follow them one day.
I want to do ghost hunting.
Okay, maybe we can find a ghost hunter. We'll go do an away mission with them.
Sure.
That would
Let's
be
do this.
very cool. I'd be all about it. So if you are a ghost hunter, come on over and check us out at ashtabulahobbytalk.com. Kick us an email through there, and we will come help you find ghosts. And
Or at
if
least
you-
document it.
Or at least document it.
We'll try
And
not
if you
to.
have a ectoplasmic trap of some form so that we can bring it back here to the studio and show everybody.
Well, ghost busting is another hobby. I got a lot of friends that have their own Ghostbuster equipment. I don't think the Ghostbusters and the paranormal investigators have the
Well, they
same.
should be teaming up.
I don't think they have the same agenda.
Yeah, I don't either, but I mean, but yeah, the paranormal investigators, the ghost hunters, we need to find a ghost hunter and go check them out.
Scary storytelling, man. That's a
And
good
we got
one.
a
That's a good hobby.
chat from KF8 GLX. Hello from KF8 GLX. Thanks for joining us in the chat. Appreciate you being here, everybody. Hey, I have to do a shout out. So I was out getting parts at a local establishment for my hobby. I needed some new screws for our flagpole.
Did you get a couple screws loose?
I had some bent screws, which is just as bad.
That's worse.
And on our flagpole for our antenna mount, we have this antenna mount flagpole thing, and the screws for the clamps for the pole are all bent up, and we lost a couple. So I went to a local establishment to grab that, and as I was in there looking, somebody came up and said, "Hey, can I help you?" And I said, yeah, I need these screws and some wing nuts to go with them. And he's like, yeah, I don't think I have anything with the wing nut, because the screws I showed him had a wing nut on the end of the screw too, instead of a bolt head.
Sure.
He's like, I don't think we have those, but we definitely have something that'll fit. And so he helped me find it. And then after he helped me find it, he's like, hey, are you the Hobby Talk guy?
Nice.
And I said, yes, I am one of the Hobby Talk guys. And he's like, all right, cool. And we talked for a minute. So shout out to Broke on Comics, or Broke from Comics. Broke from Comics.
Okay. I know who you ran into then.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I know where you ran into him.
Uh-huh. Yep. I'm sure you do. But or Broke 'cause of Comics. That's
Broke
what it
'cause of
is.
Comics.
That's what it is. Yeah. So shout out to you, man, and thanks for helping me out with what I needed. And if you didn't work for such a large corporate entity, I would definitely have shouted them out too. But yeah, so that was cool.
We can actually have him on because he does podcasting. That's a hobby.
Yeah, yeah. Obviously, it's a hobby. We're doing it.
It's one of our hobbies. Yeah.
So here's the question: by podcasting about hobbies, are we covering that as a hobby by doing it?
Yes.
No,
No.
I
No?
don't think so.
I
I think we're a podcast about hobbies. Our podcast, it now we're talking about Inception now.
That's why
Well,
said
I
it.
mean, honestly, like I would like to step up our game a little bit as far as that goes. I wouldn't mind us turning it into something a little more than what we're doing. Don't get me wrong. I don't feel like I need to stop doing what we're doing. We're doing some pretty cool stuff, and we bring in great guests. We go out. We interview great people, and I think we have some pretty good topics to talk about on a regular basis, even when we don't have either of those things going on. So,
Sure.
I don't know what else to say to that. This is something we should keep going with. Absolutely.
I'm in it for the long haul.
Me too. And I like doing it.
And with anything that we do, I mean, I'm sure there's going to be peaks of when we find something that's really awesome and we're going to get a lot of views. But then there's going to be a little, declines where we're not going to get a lot of views.
Absolutely.
And I'm in it.
Well, people I know are still finding out that this is what I do.
Yeah.
In my, they're like, oh, you're a radio guy, but you also, like today, some folks I know, as we were out setting up the tents, a couple folks came and said, and they're like, well, why are you leaving? Because we got the tent set up for the weekend, and then we're like, we got to go. It's already 4:00. And they're like, where are you going? And we're like, well, we got to go down and do to our studio to do the podcast. They're like, you do a podcast? They didn't even know. So I had to stop and show them, and I've known these people for 10 years, and
a lot of people that know me would for sure not think that I would do a podcast. It's so unlike my characteristics. So when someone that knows me from the past finds out that I do a podcast, it'll be like, huh, really?
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing too with me. Like to be honest, part of the reason I came to you is because I wouldn't be doing this by myself.
Yeah, it's tough.
It would be tough. It would be tough.
People like us, we need to have something bouncing back and forth.
Right. And I think that adds to the dynamic, if I can get that word out. And then Andrew, he's great too. He has a lot of good hobbies too.
Yeah,
And
I think it's a trifecta.
yeah.
Me and you being up here, we wouldn't do what we're doing without Andrew.
We need you, man. We need you, Punch Monkey.
Man, if I ever had the time to go over all of my hobbies, it's funny because especially when we were just starting out, we did 2 or 3 episodes that were that's my hobby, that's what I do, but we can't just make the podcast about ourselves.
Right.
Exactly.
And actually, we got another hello from K8TIE. Hello, Dad. Good to have you with us. And there was somebody else in there.
Joe.
Oh, that's Joe. All right. Hello, Joe. Good to have you with us too. So yeah, tell us what your favorite fall hobbies are. Absolutely. And we could talk about that a little bit too.
Hopefully falling is not your hobby.
Yeah, hopefully falling is
well,
not
I mean,
a hobby.
parachuting, that's falling.
Okay, so I actually, so it's kind of funny thing. Good story though.
It's not
falls in line with this conversation. So we got back. So D-Day just happened.
Sure.
It
was good.
Yeah, it was great. So we pulled into my boss is Amish, and we pulled into his driveway, and my house is close to the runway for the airport. It's on the airport runway line, so to speak.
You are in the glide path of the airport.
Yes, I am. And so we pulled in after work, and all his kids came running up, and of course they were all speaking Amish. But so they all started talking about the airplane and the sky and the guys jumping out it with the parachutes. And I was so excited I understood what they were saying that I was like, I love parachutes. But I would go do the parachuting part. I would definitely go do that. I would like to try that once at least.
Yeah.
I have jumped out of a perfectly good airplane once, but without a parachute, and it wasn't in the air. And but I would like to try doing it from a airplane that was actually in flight.
Speaking with a little bit of knowledge on the subject, only because I've seen paratroopers at air shows before, you would not be able to with the traditional setup. They actually need to be pretty small because a military parachute, if they're not like paragliding like the Marine demo team, like a paratrooper,
they're small parachutes.
And that parachute is not
going to slow me
get
down.
you down slow. It's designed to get you down exactly as slow that you can be quote unquote combat effective while also being trained how to land. Like if you land wrong, you're screwed. Like
well,
you're
if
not
you're
gonna
parachuting
die.
at all, if you land wrong, you're gonna hurt.
Well, yeah,
yourself.
but it's like you have to like tuck and roll or like land a specific way, otherwise you're hurt when you hit the ground.
But so I was like, so his older son, who's like 23, was there with us, and he, when I said I would do that, I would love to go jump and parachute out of a plane. I'll do a static line jump my first time. I don't care. I just want to do it once and say I did it. And he's like, man, that would be crazy. And I said, no, there's hobbies that are way crazier than that. And I told him, I said, there's glider suits, and that is something I would not do. And he said, what's a glider suit? So I pulled it up on YouTube. These guys, they jump off of mountains, and they fly
like flying squirrels.
They look
right?
like flying squirrels, yeah. And they fly all over the place. And they video themselves doing it, and they just fly until they run out of momentum. And a lot of those guys, some of them will dump in the water, some of them will have like little landing areas, but they just go. And some of them have parachutes. I think all of them have parachutes if they're doing it safely.
It depends, because sometimes those suits are so aerodynamic they don't have space for a reserve chute.
Yeah, and I've seen those guys like literally pull up and land on their feet. Basically.
Oh yeah.
We have a comment from Justin Cole. He says, I don't know if volunteer firefighting is a hobby, even though he's been doing it for over 10 years. Is firefighting volunteer?
Is volunteer firefighting a hobby? I am gonna say, man, how do I say that?
So it depends, because it depends on the kind of work that you do. Because I actually have a buddy who is a I don't know if you'd call it part-time. He works another job, but he's a firefighter. If you've ever seen like GoPro footage of a firefighter actually fighting a fire in a house, it looks crazy, right?
Yes.
But that's not the only thing they do. They do some pretty grim stuff sometimes, accident response and stuff. So is it really a hobby like that?
I would split it up. I would think there's some activities that they train that could be a hobby. They do like all these training activities and exercises. That could be fun. They go into they purposely set a house on fire and they practice putting it out.
Yes.
I would say that'd be a good hobby.
And mad respect for all of that, man.
Sure. But actually volunteering, saving people's lives and going into danger and risking your life, I don't know if that's a hobby. I think that's just heroism.
Yeah. And mad respect for all that, man.
Absolutely.
Then thank you, Justin, for being that guy.
I would split that up into two different categories. The training and activities, and I think they have like academics they do, like they just
I can't read that one. Andrew, go ahead.
I got from Joe here. If you're passionate about it and it brings you joy, then it's a type of hobby and it should count. Absolutely.
There you go. I like that answer. There you go. I like that answer.
It's simple.
Yeah. Yeah. So there's still lots of cool hobbies to do this time of year. Believe it or not, not whining like, oh, me, but whining like going out and wine
Wineries.
tasting,
Yeah.
wineries.
They have
This is the perfect time of year for it because this is the time they're setting it all down.
Also, turns out sandy soil really good for grapes. That's why there's vineyards everywhere.
Everywhere up here. Yeah.
Yep. And that's why Geneva has the grape jamboree.
Grape jamborees
And they
coming up.
celebrate the
And they
wine.
celebrate the wine industry up here very much so.
Sure.
And it's not just Geneva. If you Geneva, Madison, Conneaut, all the way down to Colebrook, that the whole area has got good grapes up this way.
Fair activity is good
Yeah,
for fall.
man, and
all
this
these
is the
fairs
fair
pop up.
season. I mean, we just had our fair. Yeah.
Yep.
What's going on right now? Over in PA, there's the it starts with a C, not Conneaut. Whatever county fair it is. I'll be on.
Cuyahoga?
No, Cuyahoga
Albion's
fair's
kinda big.
already. I'll be on fairs coming up. Yeah. So yeah, fair season, and I think there are people that aren't just vendors that travel to all the fairs because it's cool. I know the Columbiana Fair down by Youngstown is awesome. I think that's where it is, the Columbiana Fair. That's huge fair that takes place every year.
The fair games, almost the scammy ones that almost really impossible to win.
Pet the dog, 3 tries for 50 cents.
Pet the dog. What kind of game?
That
you
was
play?
that was the fair game that we were Crawford County Fair. That's it. Thank you, Justin. Pet the dog. So me and a friend of mine used to work on a carnival, and we would come up with crazy ideas for rides and games. And so you take a pit bull or a Rottweiler and you lock them in a cage and you don't feed them, and then you get people to pet them.
That's horrible.
It was the 80s. It was the 80s. That's all I can say to that. I wouldn't recommend that now, but yeah, it was the 80s. So it was we had the game called Pet the Dog, and
How can you want to do that and not like horror movies? How can you not see where that was going to go?
I came up with an idea for a ride called the Clothesline. So do you remember out at the old Cedar Point, there used to be a ride called the Demon Drop?
Yeah.
Okay. So you take the cage from the Demon Drop and you put it in a long tube with LED lights that spiral, that are programmed. So when you're going down the tube, it looks like you're spiraling, right? And when you get to the end of the tube, it shoots you with hydraulics and very fast down the tube. When you get to the end of the tube, there's a bar up top that catches the top of the cage, flips you upside down, and launches you back in the other direction. And I thought that was a great idea for a ride, and I called it the Clothesline.
That sounds horrible too.
All right. Well, there you go.
You come up with horrible ideas.
Well, hey,
It makes me rethink my choices in life because you came up with Ashtabula Hobby Talk.
Well, no, it's the Ashtabula
Am
Hobby
I
Talk.
following you down a bad trail here?
I hope not. I hope not.
Am I going to get clotheslined at the end of this?
It's like the blind leading the blind over here. I'm just sitting here watching this unfold. It's really funny.
They were just some ideas I had when I was younger. You know, it was the 80s.
Yeah.
Albion area, Erie County Fair, Crawford County Fair is all this week. Yeah. So there's a lot of them.
All right, so I think we're coming to an end of the top of the hour. Oh, past the hour.
Wow. Are we past the hour
We're
already?
past the hour.
Wow. You weren't doing your job. Well, thank you, everybody.
Hey,
Well,
you guys were
being
having
here
fun
tonight.
talking. I was watching. It was great.
Before we go, I think you have a Pioneer Picnic advertisement on the Discord channel to
Do
pop
we?
up. I thought you posted something.
No,
No. But what I do have is I do have a friend who is just had a bad accident. Can you bring it up here and
Maybe that's what I seen.
Yeah, stand by one sec. Let me see here.
So I have a friend who had a bad accident, and her husband did anyway, and he's the sole breadwinner of the household, and he busted up his leg really bad, and they amassed quite a few medical bills, and they're trying to. There they are, right there. Go ahead, and read that off for me, there, would you, Andrew?
Let's see here. Recovery after a broken leg and surgery, and that is, what is it, Levi and Ada?
Levi and Ada. They used to be my neighbors, and they're great folks, but they didn't have medical insurance right now, and he really busted his leg up bad. There was a whole bunch of, so he can't work right now. So they're trying to raise some funds to pay for the medical bills and get through until he can get back on his feet. So please go over to the GoFundMe there that's up on the screen, and help them out. They're great kids.
Help a neighbor out.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's all I got for that. And I think we're gonna start doing birthdays. You guys want to do birthdays?
I love birthdays.
Okay, so if you have a birthday and you got a person that you know that's got a birthday coming up,
I think everybody has a birthday, don't they?
well, yeah. If you have a birthday, if you don't have a birthday, there's something even more crazy wrong. So we have to come up with a way for people to get their birthday information to us. I think we'll go ahead and do that via email somehow. But
We can
start
do
next
birthday
week, we'll have
shout-outs.
the contact information up for that. We'll start doing birthday shout outs. And don't forget, we don't have the stuff in front of us to talk about it this week, but we will next week. We are going to a 500 subscriber giveaway. So once we hit 500 subscribers, we're going to have a giveaway.
Oh, that's cool.
Lunar eclipse tonight.
Yeah,
Was
Joe.
10:30 or 11:30? I was under the impression it was 10:30.
Well, he said 11:30. But sky watching is also a hobby. It's one I actually enjoy too. I have a nice telescope for doing that.
During the fall time, you can actually see a lot more
The
stars.
fall is a great time to do it. And I there's been plenty of nights. The fall to me is the best time. I love the weather and the temperature.
Sure.
So yeah, we're gonna be doing a 500 subscriber giveaway. So like, share, and subscribe to the show. And thank you guys for being here tonight. Go over to Ashtabula Hobby Talk. Check us out. Find Rykus on Facebook through Captain's Comics and
We have a
Toys.
Facebook page. You can see what we're bringing in and
Yeah.
what we have.
And we do have a Ko-fi button if you want to support the show, keep us going, help keep us going. That'd be great. Give us a Ko-fi, whatever it is, and
Donation, yes, via
donation.
Kofi.
Yep. And other than that, I think that's it.
Hobby on.
Hobby on.
Like,
Hobby
subscribe,
on.
leave a comment.